And turning back to licensing right now, Frank. So what can you share about the real estate licensing that has came out right now, regulating the market?
Basically, anybody wanting to enter the industry, into the real estate industry, has to be licensed. They can, someone can join the industry without being licensed, but they have to sign a document, they have to sign a declaration, which from that point, for a period of 10 months, they'll be known as an apprentice. So they're working under their manager and so on. And within that 10-month period, they have to go through the processes to get licensed. So that would entail 2 courses. One is the real estate licensing course, and that goes through a number of topics. For us, it's a 9-week course, and then there's an assignment at the end. And they also have to do a health and safety for real estate course as well. So then with the 2 certificates of those 2 courses, then we can start with the application process for a license. So again, everybody, all the agents, all managers, all office owners, franchise owners, all need to be licensed. And again, moving forward, if an agent is caught without a license or operating without license, there are fines. The fines could be anything up to 20,000 on the agent themselves. And in addition to that, the office for which they work is also fined the same amount as the agent is fined. So I think the push from the real estate licensing unit is that the office needs to, has responsibility to push the agent to get licensed, because if the agent is caught without a license, then the office is going to get fined as well. And it's quite a hefty fine, up to 20,000. I mean, for any agent starting out,
How do you see this happening right now already for the agents that they have completed the licenses, doing the courses, going through?
I think
it's the first time that really that there's a heavy measure on this, that to make sure that everyone completes the license and they get educated.
Yes, I think it's helping, and I think in time, we'll see more fruit, more tangible results, because again, it's giving the agents a little bit extra training, it's getting them, prepared, for the industry. And I think it's helping to sort of, give the industry a better name.
Yes, more credibility, basically.
More credibility, professionalism, and so on.
And to clean a little bit the industry as well.
100%.
Right.
Because, and again, back in my days when I used to be a bartender, for example, and it still is the same it is in Malta, for you to become a bartender, you just go apply, with any company, become a bartender, they train you, and that's it. Outside of Malta, as far as my knowledge is, you need to be licensed to be a bartender. So I, for instance, when I used to be a bartender, I had entered as a normal bartender. I used to love what I do. I used to flair with bottles, do magic tricks, everything. I was like the bartender. Then any Tom, Dick, or Harry would come in as a bartender, had the same wage as I would, and I, for some cases, would say like, listen, if I'm better than he is, and why is he getting paid the same amount as I am? It's just because you can just become a bartender. And real estate was the same way up to a couple of years ago. Now, through this whole system, which I think is a fantastic system, because now it shows that there's some professionalism behind it, and it shows that, listen, for you to become an agent, there's a process you have to go through. Okay, you don't have to go to 6 years to university, like an architect has to do, or a teacher has to do, or any other profession, but there's a process you have to go through. You have to qualify. And I hear Frank, when he's always speaking with the department, because they're quite a well-organized department, there's no messing with these guys. Even the courses that we do in-house, which is another thing we were talking about, it's important what company you join. Our company has in-house guidance through Frank Porch through this whole journey. Now, you can go do this, obviously, outside, privately, in paid company. We have all this coordinated from top to bottom. This guy's like a one-man band. He does, when it comes to the payments, when it comes to following up the documentation, the examinations, following up. It's like a nightmare. So today, if I had to join the industry, I'd rather join a company that'll give me the guidance and assistance on the things I want to get out of the way, so I can focus on selling. That's what we were referring to before. There's so many more things to do today that if you don't have the guidance, you can be wasting your time just doing the crap that you don't want to do instead of making money, which is what you want to do.
There's so much that an agent needs to do to be successful, that you need to have the right support system. The agent needs the right support system, so they don't have to worry about all the little bits and pieces, and they can go out there and do what they know best, and that's to be with clients, give them the service, and sell.
And we haven't even started mentioning AML, which we're going to go into. Exactly. But there's so many things. Like we said before, an older agent, when I started as an agency, again, 4, 5, 10 things. Now it's like,
it's a high-risk industry.
Everything. So you have to have your aces in places. You either have that, or else you have a whole crew behind you to do all the stuff for you. Now, if you're not making money, I don't know how you're going to pay that crew. So again, joining a very good agency with all the support system, not just giving you free parking tickets or a free gym membership, the real stuff, is very, very important today.
And moving forward, what do you envision for the future of real estate in Malta? And how can an agent prepare themselves for the upcoming changes or developments?
Again, change is always there. One thing for sure I do believe is technology. You need to embrace technology. A lot of people don't like technology, yet if you do not embrace in technology, you will be left behind, because again, it'll stop you from being agile. You know, you will have a larger competition the more time goes by. Back in the days, I remember when I started real estate, there were only 3 big companies in Malta. Only 3. You know, we had the 3 best, and all the rest were just rubbish. Now you have bigger companies, more competition, etc., etc. Frank always says this, and this is something that he's embedded in my mind. If in Malta we have 4,000 agents, okay, give and take. Some people that join say, listen, Michael, is it a good time to join? But all these agents, and who do I work with? There's always going to be the 4,000 agents in Malta, okay? They will always have a piece of the cake. So working with a small company, because you have people, I don't want to work with a big company like you guys. You guys have 300, 400 agents. No, it's too much. I want to work with a small company so I can, I can be in a comfort zone. You're not in your comfort zone, my friend. You're still going to be hunted down by us or by anyone. So I rather be part of a company that has a large number of agents, because your stock is bigger, there's more resources. The competition is the same, 4,000 agents. 300, 400 with us, 200 with them, 100 with them. So there's still 4,000 agents. So might as well be with the company that has the most agents, because there's a better support system, there's more stock, there's more agility, there's more, evolving in technology and everything.
And power to sell your listings.
Everything. I mean, we tell our people, I hear Frank say this and I say it also to my people as well. You have 2 jobs. People sometimes come and, what am I going to do today? What are you going to do today? What are you going to do today? You don't even have enough time today, my friend. We have 2 jobs. If I was an agent, you sell property and you register property. If I sell property, I make money. If I register property and someone from my company sells it, I make money. You don't have enough time, my friend. People should be going home, I don't know what time. Because every time someone sells one of your property listings, you make a buck. If you sell a property, you make a buck. So what are you doing with ample time? It doesn't exist if you really want to become a top agent.
Just to pick up on something that Gordon said, which I think is super important, especially for anybody listening in. I get this question very often when people come to an interview. They say, but Frank, there are so many agents.
Okay.
Is there any point in any more, And my answer is an enthusiastic yes.
Any juice left?
We currently have, I believe it's 29 offices. We're sort of constantly asking for more agents, And the thing is, as I said, we've done mystery shopping. We went out there purposely because, we need to know what our agents are up against. I want to know what the competition, their competitors are like as agents, And I know that so many agents are not professional and so many are not credible, that there is a thirst for professional agents, and we're looking for those that could fit that role, that mold, and we can help them. But again, it's a very robust industry. There are lots of sales being done. Letting is it's very hot, at the moment. But also what I find interesting from recent government statistics which have been released, there is a high percentage of properties which are sold direct from the owner. And I for me, the percentage is too high. So that's an area of the market which needs to be tapped into.
And it's still available.
Absolutely.
And still available.
And it's available.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is,
for grabs.
The important thing, which is important for people out there to know, is that there are properties which are being sold direct from owner. So they're not using an agent, and yet they're losing out. Buyers are losing out on seeing a variety of properties. They may think in their mind that they're going to escape the agency commissions. There's this feel, but in reality, an agent is there to show them a good amount of properties to make sure that they make the right decision. If they bypass the agent, they're going to see far fewer properties, so they're going to lose out on seeing a good chunk of properties which they could have seen, they could have prepared, might have fulfilled their needs better, and besides which, agents are there to negotiate. They're trained in negotiation and so on, so they might even get a better deal through the agent anyways.
Exactly.
Same with homeowners. Homeowners try to sell their property direct, and they might strike it lucky and so on. But again, we've got so many clients, so many foreign clients that go through agencies, that all those homeowners that are not putting their properties on the books are losing out on so many potential sales or so many potential buyers, you know, that could have bought their property even at a better price. Who knows, you know? So that for me is a huge portion of the market which needs to tap into. It's opportunity for me, you know. And so yes, you know,
there is more space.
There's more space for good professionals.
100%. There's so much. Actually, there's too much space left over. And just to tap at the last thing that Frank was saying over here, if you want to learn how to fly a plane, you go to a pilot. If you want to buy or sell real estate, you go to a real estate agent. It's very, very simple.
Exactly.
I mean, anyone can do it.
Because they're going to guide the owner on so much, you know,
we specialize.
guide the buyer on so much.
We specialize.
So.
It's not about the commissions, it's not about money. It's about if someone specializes something, you go to that person, you go to the right person, and you will be serviced, and you will save a buck and make the best deal. And years will go by and say, you know what, I might have paid a bit more, but hey, this was the finest deal ever. So again, go to the specialist.
Fantastic, beautiful finishing. And one more question, since at Wake Up Agent we are all about helping agents to rise and to get better in our industry, and for our name to rise the name, to get better knowledge, to inspire agents. If there was one real estate agent just tuning in right now into into our podcast and needs an advice to wake up, what advice would you give to this agent?
I can give one right away, which is always golden. We always say this. It's going back to basics, basically. If you want to re-rise, joining is something else. You need to have routine, guidance. We said about all these things. But going back to basics and being consistent and patient is always going to be the result of success, basically. We say this again. We say that you need to do a few simple discipline practices every day. You cannot go to the gym. Frank and I, we go to the gym 3 times a week. We can go on a Saturday if we want, and go do 3 hours or 4 hours on a Saturday instead of going 1 hour every single day. The results will not be the same. It just doesn't work. We've tried it. It didn't work. We were like, okay, come on, 3-4 hours today. And like the muscles didn't change, you know? Same. But now that we're going once every other day, you know, people are looking at us and like, hey, you guys are looking a bit buffy over there. So again, just like everything, the advice would be back to basics, and would be that you have to do something very, very small and simple every single day. With discipline. No discipline, you don't get no results.
Thank you. Frank?
No, I think he's stolen my thunder out. I've said the same thing, daily routine. But just to maybe add something to what he said, just so that, you know, I would definitely say that you need to be sold on the properties you're selling. You know, when an agent comes to me and tells me they're not selling, generally my reply is that they're not sold yet. So they've got to, you know, when I used to go out there and I used to sell, I used to go and do my pre-viewings. I used to go and view properties on my own, you know, before I go out there to sell them. And I used to ask myself this one question, always the same question. If I had the money, so I'd go see the property, and I'd ask myself, whilst I'm in the property, if I had the money and I was in the industry to buy, would I buy this? If the answer was yes, that would mean I'm sold on that property, and then just get out of my way and I'll sell it, because I'm sold on that property. So I think if you're not selling, or if you want to sell, get sold on the property, and then you're going to be fine.
Fantastic. Thank you guys for being on the show, raising the voice for the real estate agent, and giving the tone for the first episode. It was a fantastic conversation. I'm really happy that you were our first guest.
We thank you very much for obviously having us as your first guest. So we obviously feel privileged as well, I think, yeah?
Yes.
Exactly. Glad to be here, and thanks for having us.
And hopefully, obviously, this bit of discussion together would have, again, inspired people out there, you know, again, especially tapping into your platform as well. And hopefully this will take off one day and become something great, I guess.
That's what we're hoping as well.
100%.
Let's drink for Wake Up Agent. Thank you guys
Thanks.
for the first episode. Cheers.
See ya.
Thank you.